Have you ever wondered why we dream? Every night, as we close our eyes, a new world unfolds. A world that feels both familiar and strange. Dreams aren't just fleeting images. They reflect who we are. They reveal the stories we hide and the emotions we suppress. When we dream, a deeper part of us begins to speak. It's the silent layer of our consciousness coming alive. In sleep, our bodies rest, but our souls travel. They revisit forgotten memories and unveil hidden truths. What if dreams aren't random? What if they hold the key to understanding ourselves? From waking to deep sleep, each moment is a journey into the mystery of our true selves. Tonight, let's explore the bridge between dreams and awareness. A journey through the mind, into consciousness and beyond. Because somewhere between the dreamer and the dream lies the truth of our existence.
Today's topic is a deep one. What is the significance of dreams in the human mind and personality? Before understanding dreams, it is necessary to know when they occur. Dreams come to us in the state of sleep. So before we try to understand dreams, we must first understand what sleep is, why it comes, what it really is, and what its importance is. If we live for about 90 years, from birth to death, we spend around 30 to 35 years sleeping. You keep sleeping. When you are at home for about 12 to 15 hours, at least 7 to 8 hours are spent in sleep. Have you ever tried to find out what sleep really is? We build homes so that we can rest inside them, so that we can sleep there. All other activities are done outside. So understanding sleep is quite difficult. What is sleep? When a person goes to sleep, there are 4 stages. First is the stage when one is awake but about to fall asleep. Then your eyes close. This is the second stage of sleep, and you begin to dream. If you sleep for 9 hours at night, during those 9 hours you experience around 8 to 10 dreams. But you usually remember only 1 or 2 of them. After the waking state comes the state of sleep, and after that comes deep sleep, the state in which there are no dreams and no awareness. If on a particular night you wake up in the morning without having seen any dream, you often say, "I slept very well today." That is the 4th state, the state of turiya, the state of awareness. Your soul remains awake even while you sleep. Then, when you wake up in the morning, you remember the dream and recount it. These are the 4 states of human consciousness. While sleeping, you experience these 4 states distinctly. You sense the waking state, the dreaming state, when deep sleep began, and the one who observes all these is the 4th state, the witnessing state. Only the one whose consciousness and awareness have expanded can truly witness all these states. Once in a while, you remember your dreams, but most of the time you do not, and soon forget them. If you remain in the 4th state, you stay aware of everything. But if you try to remain awake forcefully, maintaining awareness through effort, you easily become tired. We usually maintain awareness with great effort, which is why we get exhausted. But the one who remains aware for 24 hours never gets tired, because he does not have to create awareness. Awareness remains on its own. Now understand this. How does awareness remain on its own? If you are connected with that supreme power, if you are one with the energy of the divine, with that cosmic power, if that energy keeps flowing within you, then you naturally remain in awareness. You do not have to make any effort or labor to stay conscious. When Mahatma Buddha used to sleep, he would not even move his hand or change his posture. However he lay down, he remained exactly in that position. His disciple Ananda once observed this and asked, "Master, I watched you all night. You were lying in the same position. You did not even turn or move your hand. Why is that?" Buddha replied, "I sleep while remaining awake. And the one who sleeps while being awake, how can dreams come to him? How can he enter deep unconscious sleep? He remains in the stream of bliss, he has nothing to do." You may be surprised to know that whatever food Buddha received as alms, whether a piece of bread or a handful of rice, that alone he ate. He never fell ill. He never suffered from any vitamin deficiency, never took any minerals. We, on the other hand, take all kinds of medicines, vitamins, minerals, fruits, and still we remain sick. Why was he never sick? In our world, wealthy people eat expensive fruits, dry fruits, and all kinds of rich foods, yet they are often in hospitals and under doctors' care. But Buddha used to walk 10 to 20 kilometers a day, yet he never got tired or fell ill. Have you ever wondered why? It is because the real strength is not in food. The food you eat only balances the acidity in your body, the acids produced within. The true power comes from consciousness. He lived and ate while remaining in consciousness. Consciousness means the soul, the supreme being. He remained connected with that, and within that, everything exists. What is there that does not exist in consciousness? God has created everything. If you remain with Him, you receive everything. Whatever you need is fulfilled. If you learn to live in consciousness, then understand that you have learned everything. You will need only a minimal amount of food, and that will be enough. That is the spring, the divine fountain, and when you become one with that spring, there is a continuous shower of nectar upon you. So, if you live in awareness, if you stay in consciousness, you will not need anything in this world. Because you yourself are consciousness. But that is what we forget, that is what we suppress, and that is why we keep suffering, again and again. To live in this world, the first and most important thing is awareness. Even in sleep, awareness comes first. When you lie down, at first you are awake. Then your eyes begin to close, you enter the state of sleep, and after that, the state of dreams begins. Now the question arises, what are dreams? You have already understood what sleep is. When your body gets tired, you lie down, and as soon as you lie down, you enter the state of sleep, which means you enter a state of unconsciousness. It is like a person who drinks alcohol. As long as he is intoxicated, he feels pleasure. In the same way, when you go into sleep, it means you enter an unconscious state. In that unconscious state, for a short while, you are almost like dead. Unconscious means you lose awareness, you are dead to your surroundings. During that state of unconsciousness, all kinds of energies begin to flow within you. And as soon as you wake up, you feel refreshed, because the energy you lost during the day gets replenished. To help us enter this unconscious state, God created sleep, and along with sleep, He created dreams. Dreams mean that during sleep, a movie starts playing in your mind. As that movie runs, you fall into deeper unconsciousness. So a dream is like a film for us. Where does this film come from? It comes from everything you have suppressed while awake, out of fear of society or for other reasons. Whatever you suppress during the day, when you sleep and lose awareness, that suppressed content begins to surface. For example, while awake, if you find a woman attractive, desire arises within you, but out of fear of society you suppress it. That desire then sinks deep into your unconscious mind and makes its home there. All these suppressed desires from many lifetimes accumulate within you. When you fall into deep sleep and become unconscious, there is no fear of society, and all that is hidden within, in the form of desire, begins to express itself. All the controls and restrictions loosen, the inner valves open, and in dreams you begin to experience what you had suppressed. You start enjoying the company of that woman whom you could not approach while awake. The erotic feelings you repressed come to the surface. Whatever you have suppressed begins to appear before you. Because of this suppression, many physical illnesses arise. You did not allow those emotions to express themselves in the waking state, and in dreams, they seek full expression, which leads to the loss of your energy. Therefore, never suppress your emotions in any state. Whatever arises in you during the waking state, just keep watching it, simply observe it. As you keep watching, it gradually begins to sublimate. And if you are unable to do that, then live it consciously. If you do so, it will not enter the dream state. Now understand this. In the army, officers scold their subordinates a lot. They intimidate those who work under them because officers often have a lot of ego. The employee cannot do much, but anger builds inside him thinking, "My officer is scolding me so much." What does he do? One gentleman told me he became so distressed that he could not even leave his job, and while enduring it he suffered greatly. A feeling arose in him, a desire to kill the officer. You may have seen this happen. When such a desire becomes very intense, a person may act it out in a dream, doing in sleep what he could not do while awake. The man told me he wanted revenge. In the army it is common to drink alcohol, to drink beer. He said, to take revenge he would pour out half a bottle of beer and then urinate into the other half and give it to the officer, and the officer would drink it with great pleasure. In other words, he began to take his revenge in this way. If he did not do that, in sleep he would have the urge to go and kill him. Doing that in dream made him feel much lighter, as if he had taken revenge somehow. In sleep a person can do anything. If a different conscious method is used while awake, a person can be saved from killing someone. You would be surprised to know that sleep has very deep uses. When we teach children, after 12 years of hard work we educate them. In Russia a technique was developed where, when a child sleeps deeply, the principles of maths, English, and science are taught to him in sleep. They have their own technique. Things that normally take a year for a child to learn can be taught in 2 nights of sleep. And the next day when he comes to wakefulness he repeats what he learned. That means everything has settled in his mental frame. So sleep is a very deep state, an unconscious state, and whatever settles into the unconscious state, you become its master and you do not forget it. That is why you have dreams. Because in the waking state you suppress it, and it goes into the unconscious state. The unconscious state is 9 times stronger than the conscious state. Through dreams everything in your unconscious state begins to come out. So always try this. Whatever feelings arise in you in the waking state, see them and finish them there. Keep watching them with consciousness or fully experience them while awake. If they do not go into the unconscious, they will not damage your personality. Guruji F was a great philosopher from Russia. He would not accept a person as a disciple until he fully understood that person's dreams and personality. When you have dreams, those dreams reveal your personality. If you have erotic dreams, or dreams of killing someone, or dreams of traveling where you lack money or opportunity, those desires go deep and you travel in dreams. Guruji F would study all this and then decide whether to make that person his disciple. Because the person who in a past life wanted to find God will form such grooves in his mind in the waking state, or he will have entered samadhi or state of ecstasy and experienced its bliss. When he is in deep sleep or deep dreaming, he begins to sense the divine. The deity toward whom he has reverence will begin to appear in his dreams. If he has traveled the universe in practice, he will travel the universe in dreams, and that then shapes his personality. Guruji F studied all of this. He would ask what kinds of dreams occurred and would review the recordings. Only when he was fully satisfied would he accept someone as his disciple. Knowledge of dreams tells you your entire personality. If during the day you remain fully awake and do not act like you are unconscious, if you walk, eat, and live doing every action of life in the waking state, then you will remain awake even while sleeping. If you remain awake while sleeping, you will not have dreams. What are dreams? They come when you go into the unconscious state. If you remain awake all day, you create a complete path to remain aware at night as well. Try not to do anything in the sleep state. Even if you need to wave your hand to shoo a fly while walking, do it in awareness and know that you raised your hand. This is possible only when you have the conviction that you will not do anything in the sleep state. Gradually you will come into the waking state, and as soon as you come into the waking state, the development of the turiya state will begin inside you. As turiya develops, your dreams will start to disappear. Otherwise you will remember them for a few days and then they will also vanish. To go into the depth of all these states, first you must go deep within yourself. The tree that wishes to touch the sky must have deep roots. Its roots reach down to the underworld. If its roots reach the underworld, its crown can touch the heights of the sky. This can only happen when you become fully aware and take your consciousness into the depths of the underworld. First, take your consciousness into the unconscious state. As soon as you enter that state, you will experience deep relaxation. What does relaxation in life really mean? It means being asleep, being unconscious. In sleep, you are unconscious, and that is why you feel relaxed. So first, take your consciousness into the unconscious state. The unconscious is 9 times stronger than the conscious. From the unconscious, go even deeper, enter the collective unconscious state. The entire world is unconscious. Everything beneath the ground, in darkness, is unconscious. Take your consciousness into that depth. Stay alert within yourself and feel that you are entering the unconscious and moving deeper inside. Now move into the cosmic unconscious, into the underworld, into the complete unconscious state, and below that, into the supreme conscious state of Brahman. If you are aware, you can direct your consciousness there. The moment you enter that state, you will experience perfect peace within, as if no disturbance exists in life at all. You become as if dead. Only in that death-like stillness can true peace be experienced. How can you feel peace when you are excited? So as you go deeper into the underworld, the lower you descend, the greater the bliss you experience, the bliss of the unconscious. Now, from consciousness you have gone into the unconscious. What is the reverse of that? From consciousness, from awareness, move into superconsciousness. First you went downward, you touched the roots, now lift yourself upward, from consciousness to superconsciousness. Because the deeper you go downward, the higher you can rise upward. Then take yourself into the collective consciousness, into the cosmic consciousness, and then into the consciousness of the entire universe. Keep rising upward, as far as you can go. On one side there is the unconscious, on the other, the fully awakened consciousness. Feel that on one side you are in the unconscious, in the underworld, and on the other, in the highest state of pure consciousness. When you can stay in both these states at once, sleep, wakefulness, and dreams all become one for you. You will remain awake even in sleep, no matter how deep you go, you will stay awake there. When you rise upward, you will also remain awake. You become one with the entire universe, in the underworld, in the sky world, all becomes one. This is the evolution of consciousness. When you enter meditation, your eyes close, and you look within, you no longer look outside. When your eyes are open, you see the world. But if you know the great yogis, like Lahiri Mahashaya, their eyes remain half open, they see both outside and inside at once. They go deep within consciousness and also beyond it. They remain in both states at the same time. When a person can exist in both states simultaneously, he rises above sleep, wakefulness, and dream. When a person reaches this state, the personality that he has created within his unconscious begins to dissolve. He starts to live as one complete being. So do not be afraid of dreams. Dreams are your own creation. Go deep into your dreams, enter the unconscious state, become one with them, go into the underworld, and then lift that same energy into the state of supreme consciousness. In doing so, your personality will become completely refined. Even if you are not able to do all this, simply remain aware of your breath. Keep watching how it enters and how it leaves. Gradually, the rhythm of your breath will slow down, and a stage will come when the breath becomes almost still, as if it has stopped completely. In this state, your mind becomes entirely relaxed, because the mind receives its power from the breath. When the mind ends, when it subsides, consciousness begins to grow. The growth of consciousness means that you move into a timeless state. When you go deep into meditation, you become one with the eternal. You will have no awareness of time, you are beyond time and space. As soon as you go beyond time and space, all the deep-rooted emotions and impressions buried in your unconscious begin to dissolve. When you move beyond time and space again and again, you begin to see that the universe and you are one and the same. There is no separation. There, time does not exist. Time exists only within you. And when time and the timeless become one for you, all the tendencies and patterns that arise from the depth of your dreams gradually fade away. As these tendencies begin to dissolve, you start becoming divine. When all tendencies disappear, you become completely pure. In that purity, there is no impurity, no distortion, no desire, and no choice. The old tendencies bury themselves deep within the underworld, and above, you begin to feel a vast emptiness, a sense of complete void. When you feel that emptiness and void within, you become one with the divine. To become one with the divine is the goal of life. You can be one only when you are in complete awareness. You have seen the unconscious, you have seen the subconscious, and you have also merged with the divine, then the purpose of your life is fulfilled. Nothing can disturb you anymore. You have purified your unconscious and awakened into consciousness. The unconscious, which was the dream state, all your old beliefs and impressions, has also dissolved. And above, in higher consciousness, you continue to exist. Everything becomes possible for you. Whenever you wish, you can descend into the underworld, and whenever you wish, you can rise into the sky. It is all a flow of energy. You can direct it wherever you want. This is the highest state of human evolution. This is transformation, and this is true life. Pray to the divine, move from the unconscious into consciousness. It is essential to go into the unconscious first, so that you can know what is within you. Then it is also essential to rise into supreme consciousness, so that you can experience the presence of the divine. All of creation is one, there is no difference at all. If this happens by the grace of the divine, consider yourself truly blessed. This is life. Strive for it. Everything happens through divine grace and your deep dedication.